So I have a few things I want to ask for. The first thing may not be a ask, maybe I just don't know how to do it, but in our online consent enrollment project, we've been getting a lot of people that just kind of scroll right past the signature. And I think it's because the signature, the words is written in like pretty small font, and I think people are just missing it. Is there like a way to make it bigger and more noticeable? And basically what I'm asking is if like we could just throw like make it as noticeable as possible with like RGB or whatever.
So Jim, is this what you're after?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So
That's sweet.
what I did was, the first thing I did was I always go to the inspect tab because what it does is it allows me to see where this lives in the HTML.
Yep.
But so this add signature doesn't really have like a class link to it. So what I did was I went all the way up to the signature. You can see here it selects the whole div.
Yep.
And it has this sig imgp class. So anything that you apply, any rules that you apply to this will apply to the add signature. But you can also see that it's affecting the upload file too. But if people are missing the hyperlink for add signature, you probably want them to be able to see the upload file too if you have files.
Yeah.
So once I have this class, then I went to the I enabled the CSS injector, and then I checked enabled, and then I applied it to all. If you have, for example, if you only have this signature field on like one instrument, you can limit it to whatever instrument, so that way you can apply different rules to different instruments, if that makes sense.
It does.
So if you don't want it to affect like other instruments that have the upload file field, then you could only do it for that one. And if you have different rules, then you would just select this plus sign, this button here, and it would give you another grouping here to add styles to different instruments.
I see.
So, and then this is just a rule that I added. So I'm selecting the div, all the divs with this class, but then I have to drill down into the anchor tag, because that's what it is it's an anchor tag for the link here, for this whole link. And then I want the span, because that's where the actual add signature is being applied to, the text. So I have to get the span. So then once I do that, I'm just changing the font size for that. And you can change it to whatever you want.
Can you copy that and put it in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah. Is this CSS injector available to everybody? Do I have to get it added to my project?
It both. So you can add it yourself. So here's your project. And I believe this is your project, right?
Yep.
So you would just go down here to the bottom to external modules.
Yep.
And click on manage.
Okay.
And then click on enable a module. And if you go up here to the available modules and start typing CSS, it'll show up here for you.
Okay.
And then you can just click enable, which I'll just do for you right now.
Yeah.
And actually, since I'm in your project, I'll just go ahead and add this rule. I'll put it in the chat, but I'll add the rule as well.
Thank you.
And you can, if you want the text to be bigger, you just have to change this value. So you leave the M, that's the value and then you would just change it to 2 or 3 or however big you want it. And one thing I like to do is when I'm in here and I'm in the inspect tab, if I inspect it, it's going to give me, like, I'm not going to see the rule. I'll see it here. So if I go all the way down, and that's where I know I'm in the right place, because if I'm down here where it says add signature, and you can see this is a rule that I've created, and it's being pulled in by Chrome. if I want to change if I want to see like maybe 2.5 or 3, you know, I can mess with it here.
Okay.
And I could scroll through and I could just, you know, but the problem is if I change it here, it's not going to update the rule in CSS. This inspector only messes with what you're seeing live. And so it doesn't save anything. But if you find like, you know, 3 is perfect, or if you want 2.5, you know, if you find like that's perfect, then you would just go back to your rule and then change that to 2.5 and save it. But the inspect tab allows you to kind of see things live. So you're not having to go change the value, go back, refresh, see if it works, you know, back and forth, back and forth. You can do it in the inspect tab. So now your project should have the signature field should be bigger now.
Nice. Thank you very much.